front yard design ideas create a beautiful, airy, and relaxing family retreat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this inspiring presentation on how to design a front yard that is not only beautiful and airy, but also serves as a truly relaxing corner for your family. Imagine your home not merely as a shelter, but as a holistic environment where architecture, landscaping, and lifestyle meet to form a harmonious retreat. The front yard, often overlooked or treated as just a buffer zone between the street and the house, has the potential to become a transformative space that reflects both personal taste and modern design trends. The first impression of any home begins with its front yard. It is the threshold, the opening act, the place where architecture shakes hands with nature. Beyond aesthetics, the front yard plays a vital role in shaping the mood of the household and communicating identity to visitors. An airy, well-organized, and beautiful front yard creates a sense of welcome, peace, and pride. It is no longer just about curb appeal, it is about lifestyle value. Families today seek not only functionality inside their homes, but also connection with the outdoors. The front yard, when designed thoughtfully, becomes a living extension of the home. As society shifts toward wellness, sustainability, and personalization, the concept of the front yard has expanded. It is no longer a mere decorative patch of grass and shrubs. Instead, it is becoming a curated outdoor living space, a small sanctuary that accommodates rest, play, gathering, and even productivity. When we talk about a yard being airy, we refer to more than just space. Airiness is a philosophy. It is the interplay of light, ventilation, openness, and unobstructed flow. An airy front yard uses elements like layered greenery, strategic gaps, open pathways, and breathable materials to foster a sense of spaciousness. It does not feel cramped or cluttered. It feels liberating, like a breath of fresh air every time you step outside. This philosophy aligns with global design trends emphasizing minimalism, biophilic design, and harmony with the environment. Rather than overwhelming the senses, an airy front yard soothes them. It allows the eye to wander, the lungs to expand, and the mind to rest. Around the world, front yards are taking on new personalities. In Japan, Zen gardens provide serenity with raked gravel, moss, and stone arrangements. In Scandinavia, yards embrace simplicity with light woods, wildflowers, and understated elegance. Mediterranean homes favor sun-drenched courtyards with olive trees and terracotta tiles. Modern American homes increasingly integrate native plants and outdoor lounges into the front space, moving away from the rigid lawn and hedge formula. The future of design lies in borrowing inspiration globally and tailoring it to local climate, culture, and lifestyle. For example, a tropical climate benefits from airy pergolas, climbing plants, and water features, while a temperate climate may emphasize seasonal colors and low-maintenance shrubs. Ultimately, a front yard is not just an architectural statement. It is a lived-in space. Families today desire areas that can accommodate relaxation, play, and small gatherings. Imagine a shaded bench under a flowering tree where parents sip tea while children play nearby on a soft, grassy patch. Consider a stone pathway leading to a cozy corner where one can read a book or meditate. The modern front yard is about balance between openness and intimacy, beauty and function, individuality and trend. A front yard should never overwhelm the architecture of the house. Instead, it should complement and frame it. Achieving balance means considering proportions carefully. Large trees should not overshadow the home's facade, and small shrubs should not get lost in wide open spaces. Airiness is achieved when elements feel appropriately scaled. Pathways are the arteries of a front yard. They guide movement while also structuring the space. The trend today is toward organic, meandering paths that mimic natural flow rather than rigid, straight lines. Materials like natural stone, textured concrete, or gravel can enhance both beauty and practicality. Airiness comes from smart layering. A well-designed yard features a combination of tall trees, medium shrubs, and ground covers, arranged in ways that create depth and perspective. Instead of a wall of uniform plants, the goal is a gentle transition of heights and textures that allow light to filter through. Lighting design transforms a front yard into a nighttime haven. Subtle pathway lights, uplighting for trees, and warm-toned wall sconces not only provide safety, but also sculpt the yard's character after dark. Light enhances the airy feeling by highlighting open spaces and avoiding shadowy clutter. Every family needs a place to sit, relax, or gather outdoors. Integrating functional corners, whether it is a bench beneath a pergola, a swing chair by the pathway, or a small patio with a cafe table, elevates the yard beyond decoration. These spaces become daily retreats, encouraging families to enjoy fresh air together. As we move deeper into the 2020s, several key trends are shaping how people design their front yards. Sustainability comes first, with native plants, drought-tolerant landscapes, and smart irrigation systems becoming central. Families want yards that respect the environment and reduce maintenance. Spaces are now multi-use, serving as outdoor living rooms, play areas, or even mini gardens for herbs and vegetables. Minimalist aesthetics dominate with clean lines, uncluttered plantings, and neutral materials that create calm and elegance. Technology integration is increasingly common, with smart lighting, automated watering, and even sound systems becoming part of the design. Cultural fusion is another rising trend, as homeowners blend design inspirations from different traditions to create unique, personalized spaces. Looking to the future, we can expect more vertical gardens, edible landscapes, and modular designs that adapt to different family needs over time. Climate-resilient design will take priority, alongside wellness-driven outdoor spaces. The front yard will not only be a visual introduction to a home, but also a microcosm of sustainable living and modern lifestyle expression. In this opening section, we have explored the philosophy, purpose, and guiding principles of an airy and beautiful front yard, alongside global inspirations and current trends that shape its direction. Designing a beautiful and airy front yard requires more than philosophy and inspiration. It requires practical strategies that bring vision into reality. To begin, one must think of the yard as an integrated system where architecture, landscaping, materials, and human needs coexist. Every decision, from the choice of paving stones to the placement of a bench, contributes to the overall harmony. An effective design should be intuitive, guiding visitors naturally, while also offering the family private moments of comfort and peace. One of the first steps in designing an effective front yard is to assess the layout. The space must flow with the architecture of the home, respecting the lines, shapes, and proportions of the building. A house with modern angular lines benefits from geometric pathways and structured plant beds, while a traditional house may pair better with curved paths and soft plantings. The relationship between the house and yard should feel seamless, like a conversation rather than a competition. The goal is not to make the yard overshadow the house, but to let the two highlight each other's beauty. Materials play a critical role in setting the tone of the yard. Natural stone conveys timeless elegance and durability. Concrete, when textured or patterned, offers a modern yet practical aesthetic. Wood introduces warmth and organic character, while gravel or pebbles bring a relaxed, casual feel. The art lies in combining materials in ways that create visual interest without overwhelming the senses. For example, a gravel path leading to a stone-paved patio framed by wooden benches provides layers of texture that appeal both visually and tactilely. Plant selection determines much of the atmosphere in a yard. To achieve airiness, it is important to avoid overplanting or creating dense walls of vegetation that block light and airflow. Instead, choose plants with light foliage, layered heights, and seasonal variation. Tall ornamental grasses, slender trees with spreading branches, flowering shrubs, and creeping ground covers create depth without heaviness. Color schemes should align with the mood of the space. Calming palettes of greens, whites, and soft blues for a serene retreat, or bold splashes of red to tap orange and yellow for a more vibrant atmosphere. Seasonal flowers ensure the yard evolves throughout the year, offering something new in spring, summer, autumn, and even winter. Water features are among the most powerful elements in establishing tranquility. A small fountain near the entrance, a reflective pond surrounded by stones, or a narrow rill that guides the eye across the yard adds both sound and motion. The gentle trickle of water enhances the sense of openness, while masking street noise, creating an oasis-like feeling even in urban neighborhoods. Combined with well-placed greenery, water creates a microclimate of coolness, making the front yard inviting even on hot days. Seating areas transform a yard from decorative to functional. A single wooden bench beneath a tree can encourage moments of rest. A swing chair adds a touch of whimsy and relaxation. A small patio with a round table and 2 chairs near the entrance creates a warm gesture of hospitality. When designing these corners, it is important to integrate them naturally into the landscape rather than making them appear as add-ons. Surrounding a seating spot with shrubs or a pergola creates intimacy, while placing it near a path or water feature makes it part of the yard's flow. Lighting is not just a practical necessity, but an artistic tool. Subtle pathway lights ensure safe navigation while creating rhythm across the landscape. Uplighting beneath trees highlights their sculptural beauty, while warm, lantern-style lights by the entryway extend the home's hospitality outward. The key is moderation. An airy yard relies on soft, ambient light that enhances rather than dominates. The interplay of shadows and highlights gives depth and dimension, ensuring the yard remains captivating even at night. Architecture and landscape design are increasingly supported by technology. Automated irrigation systems conserve water and ensure plants thrive without daily attention. Smart lighting systems allow homeowners to adjust brightness and color with a phone, creating different moods for different occasions. Some families incorporate outdoor speakers discreetly into plant beds, bringing soft background music into their evenings. Technology, when integrated subtly, extends the usability of the yard and makes it adaptable to modern lifestyles. Privacy is an important consideration, particularly in urban and suburban areas. Achieving seclusion while maintaining airiness is an art. Instead of solid walls or heavy fences, designers are turning to layered solutions. Hedges combined with slatted wood panels, trellises with climbing vines, or screens made of perforated metal. These structures filter views and allow airflow, like creating privacy without suffocation. The front yard thus becomes a semi-public, semi-private zone, open to admiration, yet protective of family life. Trends today also emphasize multifunctionality. A yard is no longer a single-purpose space. It can host play areas for children with safe surfaces and shaded corners. It can include a raised planter for herbs and vegetables, making the yard not only beautiful but also productive. For some families, the yard doubles as a workspace, with shaded seating where one can work on a laptop while enjoying fresh air. Designing with multifunctionality in mind ensures the yard stays relevant to the evolving needs of the family. Another growing practice is to design with climate in mind. In hot climates, yards favor plants that thrive under intense sun and incorporate shaded seating areas with pergolas or wide canopies. In colder regions, evergreen plants maintain greenery year-round, and pathways are designed for snow management. Rainwater harvesting systems, permeable paving, and native plantings all reduce environmental impact while making the yard resilient. These strategies align with the future of architecture, which places sustainability at its core. A front yard should tell a story. Every detail, from the color of the flowers to the sound of water, contributes to an emotional narrative. Some yards exude calmness, others joy, and others sophistication. Storytelling in design means aligning the yard with the family's identity. For a family that loves travel, elements like Mediterranean tiles, Asian bamboo, or Moroccan lanterns might make appearances. For a family that values simplicity, clean lines and monochrome plant palettes might dominate. A yard that reflects its owners will always feel more authentic and inviting. The balance between tradition and innovation defines many of today's most compelling yards. Traditional features like stone paths, wooden fences, and flowering beds connect to heritage and timelessness. Modern features like steel planters, minimalistic furniture, and smart lighting bring freshness and relevance. When these worlds meet, the result is a yard that feels both grounded and forward-looking. It satisfies nostalgia while also embracing change. As we look across these strategies, one central truth emerges. Airiness is about openness, flow, and connection. It is not achieved by leaving space empty, but by orchestrating elements in ways that breathe. Every design choice must consider how light enters, how people move, how plants grow, and how the family lives. The result is not just visual beauty, but an experience, an emotional response that makes stepping into the yard feel like stepping into peace. What elevates the front yard beyond ordinary design is its role as a transition between public and private life. It welcomes the world while protecting the sanctuary of the home. It is a handshake and a hug, a space where architecture, nature, and human presence converge. When designed with care, the front yard becomes more than a passage. It becomes a destination, a resting corner where beauty and breath meet. As we explore the future of front yard design, it becomes clear that this space will increasingly reflect cultural values, environmental responsibility, and personal well-being. The yard of tomorrow is not just an accessory to the home, but a fully integrated living space, one that adapts to technological advances, shifting lifestyles, and ecological needs. Families are beginning to view their yards as investments not only in property value, but also in health, happiness, and sustainability. One of the strongest emerging directions is the emphasis on wellness. Modern families are searching for more than beauty. They want spaces that actively contribute to physical and mental health. This can take the form of meditation corners, yoga-friendly decks, or quiet alcoves surrounded by plants known to purify the air. Aromatic herbs such as lavender, rosemary, and mint are being planted near entryways to bring calming scents to daily routines. The presence of birds, butterflies, and other small wildlife, encouraged by pollinator-friendly plants, strengthens the connection to nature and provides joy to both adults and children. A yard designed with wellness in mind becomes an everyday retreat, reducing stress and encouraging outdoor living. Sustainability will continue to shape the next generation of yards. Homeowners are becoming more aware of their environmental impact, and design is responding with solutions that conserve resources while enhancing beauty. Rain gardens that capture and filter stormwater, permeable paving that reduces runoff, and xeriscaping with drought-resistant plants are gaining popularity. Edible landscapes are another rising trend, as families grow vegetables, fruits, and herbs directly in their front yards. This not only reduces reliance on store-bought produce, but also creates an interactive, educational space for children to learn about gardening and ecology. In the future, it is likely that food production will become an essential element of residential landscaping, blending functionality with beauty. Technology is also reshaping how we interact with outdoor spaces. Smart irrigation systems already adjust watering schedules based on weather forecasts, ensuring efficient use of water. In the near future, integrated climate sensors could monitor soil moisture, sunlight, and air quality, automatically adjusting the environment to optimize plant health. Smart lighting will not only highlight pathways and plants, but also adapt brightness and color temperature according to the time of day or occasion. Families may choose warm golden lights for evening relaxation or brighter tones for gatherings. Augmented reality design tools are beginning to help homeowners visualize how different plants and structures will look over time, making planning more accessible and precise. The blending of design and technology ensures that the front yard evolves with the needs of its users. Cultural fusion will play an important role in design evolution. As societies grow more interconnected, design inspiration travels across borders. Homeowners are increasingly mixing elements from different traditions. Japanese minimalist stone gardens combined with Mediterranean terracotta features, or Scandinavian wooden furniture paired with tropical climbing plants. These fusions result in yards that are both globally inspired and deeply personal. In the coming years, it is likely that more people will embrace this eclectic approach, creating unique front yards that tell stories of travel, heritage, and aspiration. The social role of the front yard is also transforming. Once a strictly private zone, the yard is now being reconsidered as a semi-public interface with the community. Some homeowners are creating small seating areas near the street where neighbors can stop and chat. Others are designing shared garden spaces that foster interaction and strengthen neighborhood bonds. This trend reflects a broader cultural shift toward community connection and shared experiences. A front yard that is open yet personal becomes a bridge linking the family to the larger world outside their door. Designers are also exploring modular and flexible concepts, recognizing that family needs change over time. A yard designed for young children with safe play surfaces and open space may later need to evolve into a tranquil garden or a more sophisticated entertaining area. Modular furniture, movable planters, and adaptable layouts make it possible to reconfigure the yard without a complete redesign. This adaptability ensures that the yard remains relevant and functional throughout the stages of life. Artistic expression is another area gaining importance. Homeowners are beginning to see their yards not only as landscapes but as canvases. Sculptures, murals, custom paving patterns, and creative lighting installations are turning front yards into artistic statements. This infusion of art transforms a yard into something memorable, giving it a character that extends beyond traditional landscaping. In the future, collaboration between artists and landscape designers will likely become more common, producing spaces that are both functional and emotionally resonant. The climate crisis adds urgency to the conversation. As weather patterns become more extreme, resilience must be built into every design. Shade structures, drought-tolerant plantings, windbreaks, and flood-resistant layouts will become standard. Yards will no longer be passive environments but active participants in climate adaptation. Green infrastructure such as living walls and bioswales will be incorporated even into small residential front yards, contributing to broader ecological networks in urban areas. A single yard may seem small, but multiplied across neighborhoods, these strategies can significantly impact environmental resilience. Looking even further ahead, it is possible to imagine yards that interact with technology in entirely new ways. Imagine solar panels integrated into pergolas that provide both shade and renewable energy. Picture interactive water features that recycle rainwater and change patterns in response to touch or movement. Consider furniture with built-in charging stations powered by renewable sources, encouraging families to spend more time outdoors without losing connection to modern conveniences. The integration of renewable energy and outdoor living will redefine the meaning of sustainability, making the front yard not just a space of beauty, but also of energy production and innovation. At its core, the future of front yard design is about human connection. Connection to self, to family, to community, and to the natural world. A beautiful and airy yard is not just a matter of visual pleasure. It is a framework for living better. It is the gentle transition from public street to private sanctuary. It is the morning cup of tea under a tree, the laughter of children on the grass, the shared conversations at dusk, and the quiet meditation in a shaded corner. It is where modern architecture and timeless nature meet, shaping the way we live today and tomorrow. As we conclude this exploration, we recognize that the front yard is more than just an exterior space. It is a story of aspiration, a stage for daily life, and a reflection of values. By combining beauty with airiness, tradition with innovation, and sustainability with wellness, families can create a front yard that stands as both a welcoming gesture and a personal refuge. The design choices made today will ripple into the future, shaping not only the way homes look, but the way people live, rest, and connect. A front yard is the beginning of the home experience, and when designed with vision, it becomes a masterpiece of everyday living.